Okay, so it's October, so it's time for a mid-month book haul. I've got about 60 mass market paperbacks to go over here. In the beginning, I'm going to be going over kind of sort of newer. By newer, I mean maybe in the last 30 or 40 years. I also have some series, whether they're complete series or some books to fill in some series. So I'll go over those first, and then I'll get into more of the vintage paperbacks after that. So the first thing I want to show you is I had 4 of these Gregory Benford Galactic Center novels, and that's kind of a more modern cover. And there's 6 total books, and I had 4, so I'd been kind of on the lookout for a couple others. And then I found someone on eBay that had the complete set of all 6, and it's more of the older style. And I prefer this one, so I'm gonna probably, eventually get rid of or donate the other ones and just have these. So the first one was In the Ocean of Night. This one is Across the Sea of Suns. And then the next one is Great Sky River. I know some people, I think it's Sci-Fi Scavenger, has talked about this series. I've read a few Gregory Benfords. I know he's more hard sci-fi, which I like. And this is a big series, 6 books, so I don't think this is something... That was Tides of Light. Yeah, this one's Furious Gulf. I don't think this is a series I'll be getting to anytime very soon, because I've got this series I'm doing. The last one's called Sailing Bright Eternity. But this sounds right up my alley. A big series to sink your teeth into. It's hard sci-fi elements, so at some point. And then I got locally. This book, Stardance by Spider and Gene Robinson. Gene Robinson. It's in this list I'm doing, the masterpieces of science fiction. And I got this really nice paperback. We have a town about an hour away. The next one's called Starseed. And I found these really good condition, like brand new paperbacks. And I talked to the manager of this location. They have one in Butte, Montana, and the other store is over in Bozeman. The third book's called Starmind. And apparently they have like a warehouse with just boxes of old science fiction, but they wait until people buy the books before they go and load them up. So that's all I needed to know. I go in there, I try to buy a few, and then when I go back, there's always new books, and a lot of them are in like brand new condition. It's amazing. Okay, the next one I got is The Children of the Sky by Werner Vinge, and this completes the Zone of Thought trilogy. And I've been looking for this mass market paperback of this book for a long time, and it's a hard one to find for a good price. There's a few people trying to get like $20 to $80 for it, and I held out, and I kind of went out on a limb. I saw a copy, there wasn't really a picture. It was $5, and I got it, and it was in perfect condition, so I'm super excited about that. Okay, next, I already had this book by Robert J. Sawyer, Hominids, and I think I brought this out in a different book haul, but I got the next 2 to complete the trilogy. So the next one is Humans, I believe. Yep, volume 2. And then the third book is called Hybrids. And this is really intriguing to me. I'm going to read The Terminal Experiment next month by Robert Sawyer. But this, ever since I read No Enemy But Time by Michael Bishop, I'm kind of really interested in this kind of, I don't know what kind of genre you would even call this, but like proto-human science fiction, kind of alternate histories. I don't know how this one fits into it. And then I already had Vonda and McIntyre Transition, and I believe this is the first book. This is part of her Starfares series. But I got Metaphase, and this matches the other book I have. And yeah, it says a sequel to Transition. And so I was pretty excited about that. And then I ordered the other two, or they all kind of came together, but they didn't see pictures of them, and they have a different kind of art style. But they're in good shape. I'm okay with those for now, but I'll probably be looking to get a match set at some point. So that's it for the series books. Next, we're just going to get into some individual books. So the next book I got is Stargate by Pauline Gedge. And this is a book that I've heard Science Fiction Reads talk about, and sounds interesting. Found a copy really cheap. Another one that I had on my TBR, I don't know who recommended this book to me, but it's Ventus by Carl Schroeder. And this is one I don't know a lot about, and it's pretty big. But I got this, I think it's the original paperback version of that one. Okay, so now we're going to get into a few kind of more vintage. So I've got The Trouble Sisters by Poul Anderson. I've been watching the 3-part book haul by Matt at Science Fiction Reads, and he just had gobs and gobs of Poul Anderson. And I have a lot, but it was almost making me want to look and buy more, so I had to control myself. I also got Traitor to the Stars by Poul Anderson. And when I go to the thrift stores and bookshops now, I'm pretty much only getting things that are in like really good shape. So that is helping curtail some of my book buying. Then I got The Ginger Star by Lee Brackett, and this is book 1 of this Eric John Stark series, I believe. And once again, really nice condition. Then we got 3 John Brunners. I got Catch a Falling Star. And this is a really old one. Listed at 50 cents. As you can see there. And once again, very good shape. And then I got, let's do this one first. I got Double Double. I really like it when they kind of have a theme with a author. Like you'll see a lot of John Brunners that kind of have this look. James Blish has his kind of selections of his works that were done with the kind of similar art style and everything. And here's another by John Brunner. Now, I really like this copy. These are hard books to find in good shape. I don't know if it's because of the white coloring. They show a lot of dirt. This is a later printing. From what I can tell, this is like got the green text, and the original one, I forget which color. But this one, I'm not sure what to think. It's a big book. Like I've said before, it's probably the one in this series that's going to give me the most trouble. But we'll see. I hope I just love it. And then I got an upgrade copy of No Enemy But Time by Michael Bishop, because I like this book so much. And the copy I had has tape on the spine. It's probably hard to tell here. Has a really bad lean. And I found this copy for next to nothing. And so I picked that up. Now, he has another book talking about matched sets with art. He has this other one called Unicorn Mountain. And this was another one. I passed on some copies that just had really bad spines, but I was able to find this one finally locally. And you can tell they kind of have the same art style, so that's pretty cool. Then I got a Norman Spinrad book, The Star-Spangled Future. Good old Spin Red. You never know what you're going to get in one of these books. Right now I'm reading The Iron Dream. It's very interesting. I'm almost done with that, so I'll have the review out pretty soon. Time Travelers, Strictly Cash by Spider Robinson. This is in this Callahan series. And from what I can tell, some of these Spider Robinson books hold their value and they're kind of hard to find. So if you're out there and you see a Spider Robinson book from the Callahan series that's in good shape, it might be worth a little bit of money. Not much, but more than the $1 you'd probably pay for it. And then I got a science fiction anthology, Terry Carr. It's the best science fiction of the year, and this is number 2. And I think it was in last month I had gotten 6 books in this series, 3 through 6, and then 8 through 10, I think. 7 through 9. So this fills the gap on book 2, and just slowly as I find these around, I'm going to try to complete that. Oh, I also got a book here. This is in Frederick Pohl's Gateway universe. I had the first, I think, 5 books. Gateway Through the Annals of Hichi here. And he had also written this one, The Boy Who Would Live Forever. And that same bookstore that gets these just like perfect copies, they had this there for like $2. And I don't know if I'll make it all the way to that in the Gateway series, but hopefully I like it and want to read all the books. And then this was like just kind of an upgrade copy of The Caves of Steel by Isaac Asimov. And I wouldn't even really say upgrade. I had the Fawcett Crest edition, but I'm trying to get all the Del Reys as well for the whole kind of Isaac, his big future history. Okay, now we have a big giant stack of Larry Niven. I guess just this first one is Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell. They co-wrote a lot of books together. But I got The Mote in God's Eye. And this is kind of the more vintage. I'm trying to figure out sometimes like what was the original paperback that came out with these. But the one I had was just a real modern book. And not that the artwork's much better, but I think it's an improvement. I like the look of it. So this will probably get donated or given to someone, and I'll keep the vintage copy. And then I got The Integral Trees. And I know this is a kind of trilogy. I think this is the second book, and I think the first book's in here too. Another upgrade, as far as I'm concerned, Ringworld. This is not the exact version I want. I want the version of Ringworld that looks like these, and we'll get into a bunch of these in a minute. But that art style, we were talking about art style. But I found this really cheap, and the copy I had wasn't bad. This was the copy I had, but I don't know. I might have to keep both. I don't know if I'll get rid of this one or not. And then I got the Ringworld Engineers. And I got 2 more that I found locally. So I got Protector. And then the last one I got locally was The Tales of Known Space by Larry Niven. And I believe these are just like short stories all in his Known Space universe. And then I got a almost complete set. I need the community's help here because I already had The World of Paths, or however you want to pronounce that. And then I got a set of all the other ones, I think. I was trying to search online to make sure I have all of these that kind of have this same art style with that rectangle. So I got The World Out of Time, and I think this is the first book in that Integral Trees series. I got A Gift of Earth. The Flight of the Horse. Tales of Known Space, another copy of that. It's got a map on the front. See, fantasy books, you have to open up the book to see the map, but not in science fiction. They put it right on the cover. Another version of Protector. So I got some of these other copies locally, and then I saw someone on eBay that had this whole set, Neutron Star, and so I couldn't resist. I got it for a pretty good deal. I think they ended up being about like $4 each with shipping. The Convergent series. And this one's probably in the worst shape just because of this kind of gouge on the back. Then I got A Hole in Space. I'm telling you, I think I got all of them except for Ringworld, but I need people to tell me. The Long Arm of Gil Hamilton. And there is that other copy that has a really comical photo of Gil. And then All the Myriad Ways. So from what I could tell online, the only one that I'm missing with this kind of art style on it would be Ringworld. But I could be missing more. So let me know. Here's the complete stack of all of those. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. One last stack. So I got a Cantable for Leibowitz. This is kind of more of a vintage copy, upgrading a newer version that I have on my shelves. And then I was really excited about this. Let me get the other books. Okay, that took a minute to find. So I have these two trade paperbacks of the Gene Wolfe series, The Book of the New Sun, and they put the first two books together in one and then the next in the other. And I was thinking to myself, I'm fine with that. Back when I collected books, I had the original like hardbacks of all those books back in the early 2000s, and they were worth a bit of money back then, but not what they're worth now. But I wanted the paperbacks, but I knew I would never probably get them because this book is pretty expensive. But I did a book haul months ago where I found this book for like $2 at a used bookstore. And that kind of sparked me off to think about completing the series. And then I found this at another used bookstore for just a little bit of money. And so then I did some digging around and I was able to finally find these for a pretty good deal. They were like $5 each, so I got the Claw of the Conciliator. And the big problem with this one is just kind of the offset spine. The lettering kind of bleeds over onto the front a little bit. And then I got the Citadel of the Artark. And so now the only one I'm missing is the Earth of the New Sun. And that one can be a little hard to find too. So wish me luck. But I got all the main four in the Book of the New Sun now complete. So excited about that. And now we're almost done. So just a small stack left. So we got the Day of the Giants by Lester Del Rey. And this is just really old. Issued at 95 cents. Great artwork. Got a Heinlein, The Man Who Sold the Moon. Once again, there's that art style. You'll see a lot of Heinlein books that are like this. So I'm slowly kind of finding those around. Another one with the same art style, these Best Of. And I got this at a thrift store for $1. And it does have a little bit of a cracked spine, but couldn't pass it up. Clifford Simic, Worlds Without End. This one's really cool, issued at 50 cents. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. I really like this copy compared to the other versions, and it's got the red text block. So kind of working my way into all the, not only the Hainish, but some of her other books. And then this one, I ordered this one on eBay, Picnic on Paradise by Joanna Russ. And I didn't realize it, but then when I got it, I saw the return address was from Bookjack. So thanks, Bookjack. I didn't even know. I ordered so much on eBay, I didn't even pay attention. The book's in great condition. It was a totally fair price. Happy with it. It doesn't smell disgusting. So you don't worry, I won't give you a negative review. And then I got another best of, but I know there's a newer version of this. This is the best of Stanley Weinbaum. But I think this came out one of the first ones, and then they kind of switched to this art style. So you can find this in the newer art style, but this is what I got, and it's in great condition, and I'm not going to complain. If I ever find the other one for dirt cheap, I'll take it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. Now this is one of my favorite covers in this batch. I don't know why, but it's another Stanley Weinbaum, The Black Flame. And there's just something about this, the way she's holding that globe, and it's just in great condition. It just, everything about this screams vintage SF to me. And I've never read anything from Stanley Weinbaum, so I've got some short stories and his novel. Okay, 3 more. I got Robert Silverberg, Those Who Watch. Really cool kind of pastel cover on that one. Another Clifford D. Simic, Destiny's Doll. And this one's very good condition. And then the last one is a Samuel R. Delany, City of a Thousand Suns. And I know this isn't probably one of his most popular books, but couldn't pass it up. So that's it. That's the month of October, and that should pretty much fill up my shelves. I might do a video kind of showing off what I've got in my collection, and then I'm going to expand another 6 foot of shelves going out this way. Might have some different angles to look at in the future and that kind of stuff. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.